Good morning, everyone. I'm Regina Red Mustajo.
And I'm Janker Pica Barles, and we will be your Masters of Ceremonies for today.
We expect this ALS Junior High School Moving Up ceremony to last for approximately 2 hours. Before we begin, let me remind you to turn your cellular phones or any other electronic gadgets into silent mode and be courteous to those around you by refraining from talking aloud.
Before we start the program, may I encourage everyone to observe the following reminders. Check your internet connection and equipment prior to the ALS Junior High School Moving Up ceremony. For students and teachers of special roles during the program, please observe the following reminders. Dress up appropriately. Use your real names, not nicknames, when joining the live teleconference. When not speaking, mute your microphone. Turn on your webcam when requested. Wait for the MC to acknowledge you before speaking. Speak in a manner that you can be heard and understood very well. Show your face during photo ops for documentation purposes.
For those who are watching the program live via online platforms, please observe the following reminders. Be courteous and kind in expressing praises and giving comments. Stay focused. Avoid multitasking as you might miss important moments in the program. Accomplish the evaluation form if there is any after the program. The graduation program will start in a few minutes. Please stay tuned. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm Regina Red Mustajo.
And I'm Janker Pica Barles, and we will be your Masters of Ceremonies for today.
We expect this ALS Junior High School Moving Up ceremony to last for approximately 2 hours. Before we begin, let me remind you to turn your cellular phones or any other electronic gadgets into silent mode and be courteous to those around you by refraining from talking aloud. To formally start the program, may I request everyone to please rise for the entrance of colors to be led by Boy Scout officers. Please remain standing for the singing of the Philippine National Anthem to be conducted by Mrs. Leslie T. Reyes, Instructional Manager from Pulanlupa Elementary School. This will be followed by a prayer to be led by Clarence L. Acotin, Junior High School completers from Talon Village National High School, after which, please remain standing for the singing of the Las Piñas City Hymn, SDO Las Piñas Hymn, and NCR Hymn.
Tumanda. Tumanda sa pagpasok ng ulay. Lakad patakda na. Sulong na. Lutong ito na. Gal salute.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Heavenly Father Jehovah, the Most High all over the earth, and the God that loves us, we thank you for this time of graduation. Your spirit of wisdom has empowered our hard work and discipline in such a way that our hunger for learning has been nourished with knowledge, discovery, creativity, and determination. In gratitude, we pray for our families and the many who have sacrificed and worked to see us to this hopeful moment. In gratitude, we pray for the teachers who challenged, cared, and crafted us along this academic journey. In gratitude, we pray for fellow students who have taught us more about friendship, collaboration, and sharing. Jehovah, even as we have faced challenges and accomplished much, we understand that our lives move into a new chapter where there will be more challenges to face and more will be demanded of us in order to accomplish good things. May your grace cover our anxieties and fears so that we may stay encouraged about the future. Give us patience and hope to energize our search for work that is just and makes proper use of our gifts. Give us courage to face the challenges of carving out a place in society where we might live in peace, service, and gratitude. Give us strength to resist the temptations of greed, laziness, pride, and envy as we strive to do and be our best. May your Spirit guide us as we unfold the next chapters of our lives. Help us to enliven hope in the world and bring good things to your kingdom. And may this celebration be a reflection of the blessings that we find in knowing and loving you. For this is the day that you have made. We are glad and rejoice in it. We send this prayer through our King and your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
today you will witness the Alternative Learning System Junior High School Moving Up Ceremony with the theme, Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. We are pleased to inform you that our City Mayor Honorable Imelda T. Aguilar, Vice Mayor Honorable April Aguilar Neri, Congresswoman Honorable Camille A. Villar, Chief Curriculum Implementation Division, Officer in Charge, Office of the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Mr. Juan C. Obierna, and Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joel T. Torrecampo, CESO 6, are with us in this significant occasion. Please welcome them with a big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us now move to the presentation and validation of the Alternative Learning System Junior High School Completers for the school year 2020-2021. May I request the Division Al's focal person, Mrs. Rosel R. Sabido, to present the candidates for completion. Let us give them a big hand.
To the Distinguished Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joel T. Torrecampo, CESO 6. I have the honor to present and validate the candidates for completion for Alternative Learning System, school year 2020-2021. They have satisfactorily completed the requirements for basic education curriculum junior high school level prescribed by the Department of Education. Congratulations!
By virtue of the certification of the Division Alternative Learning System focal person, Mrs. Rosel Sabido, that you have satisfactorily completed all the requirements of the Alternative Learning System curriculum prescribed by the Department of Education, Republic of the Philippines, and by the power vested on me as Schools Division Superintendent of the Schools Division's Office of Las Piñas City. I hereby confirm you moving up to Key Stage 4 of the Basic Education Curriculum this 5th day of November 2021 at the Schools Division's Office of Las Piñas City. Hereafter, you will receive your moving up certificate. Congratulations to all of you.
For the awarding of certificates to our completers, may we ask the presence of our Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Officer in Charge, Office of the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joel T. Torrecampo, CESO 6. Our Chief Curriculum Implementation Division, Officer in Charge, Office of the Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Mr. Juan C. Obierna. Our Chief of the School Governance and Operation Division, Dr. Aldrin G. Corpin. Our City Mayor, Honorable Imelda T. Aguilar. Our Vice Mayor, Honorable April Aguilar Neri, and our school heads.
The ALS completers from the 1st District of Las Piñas, under the supervision of Mr. John Carl P. Cabarles, Education Program Specialist 2. The junior high school completers from CAA Elementary School, Angelo N. Acevedo, RJ Dave M. Anoche, John Lloyd P. Barbera, LJ V. Dizon, Sharayan Y. Alota, Hannah Butalon, Ginaline Canonigo, Cherry May M. Ebajo, Anjin E. Labrague, Charmaine P. Lonzaga, Jolina E. Manaog, Mayan F. Mangari, Olivia P. Vargas, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Jason M. Binaday, with their principal, Dr. Ronaldo B. Lara.
The junior high school completers from CAA National High School Annex. Martin P. Arcaina, Alden A. Baltero, Christian A. Castillo, Norman M. Desolo, Ronnie Chris D. Dulay, John Moises H. Gimba, Kenneth R. Labrador, John Mar B. Lalaguna, Lander Dave A. Suelio, Jamir Damon M. Tanyo, Rico O. Ureta, Julius H. Verdida, Danica L. Brun, Eliza May Calibo, Mave Caniedo, Francine Joy Castro, Cassandra G. Di Ocampo, Ana Marie T. Legaspi, Jana Lee Macarial, Luz Biminda M. Pitas, Charlene B. Robilia, Rose Ann B. Robilia, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Ramel M. Abduhan, and their principal, Dr. Michael M. Landrito.
The junior high school completers from Captain Albert Aguilar National High School. Joshua B. Badilla, Riley Cardenio, Darren Luis Kusay, Epifanio D. W. III, Joel M. Dagohoy Jr., Ernest F. De Arau, Ken G. Gatos, Philip Ken C. Hortelano, Simon Philip C. Malila, Ivan John C. Manao, Kenneth O. Morales, Jeffrey T. Pamaos, Allen Santiago, Marlon O. Sortiano Jr., Anissa M. Asis, Maylen A. Bato, Jennifer B. Bernardo, Jasmine Angelica F. Co, Mary June R. Espinosa, Mary Grace Q. Francisco, Genevieve E. Guhiting, Eileen T. Lopez, Crizel S. Lures, Sheena May M. Malabute, Patricia H. Mendoza, Angel D. Arola, Christine B. Panganiban, Chiselle S. Rebato, Marimar R. Zenobio, Ronalie D. Soner,
Robeline D. Sonner.
with the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Maria Fe M. Dizon Junora, and their principal, Dr. Efren R. Parilla.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas East National High School. Luceline Comendador, Christian Inolpe, Eric John D. Apiag, Suzanne U. Garcia, Eden Arana, Donnie Belinda U. Villacrucis, Donnie Benilda U. Villacrucis, Darren Carl B. Autor, Julian S. Buergo, Romel G. Banaay, Kimberly A. Alza, Katrina S. Angeles, Mira P. Barakil, Mihenio A. Bonifacio Jr., Dennis G. Islaban, Desi G. Islaban, Josh Justin J. Esperanzate, Marvic G. Garcera, Robin Andre C. Milan, Rhea C. Nalipay, Ira May D. Nalus, Joanna Marie B. Nepomuceno, Grisel E. Torres, Kimberly Sapir M. Daipo, Mary Joyce S. Santos, John Paul B. Tuzara, Mike Nathan W. Jimenez, John Mark P. Ponteras, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Nihaya M. Bantuas, and their principal, Mr. Carlos Alexander S. Rigon.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas City National Senior High School, CAA Campus. Arturo D. Añas Jr., Erico Abraham J. Abella, John Carlo L. Baguion, Erwin Burse, Carlos C. Catarining, John Mark Conaco, Ivan I. Dagamas, John Rex P. De Roma, Raymond P. Donier, Arvin P. Lagara, Jamil R. Lascueta, Alejandro D. Logares, Sheen Michael D. Nawin, Zenric T. Ostaco, John Carl R. Pari, Renante C. Petaldo, Aladin D. Zacaria, Christina Abin,
Kyle Matthew T. Martin, Kian Hazel Desposito,
Danica A. De Los Reyes, Mayjoy M. Dionson, Angel G. Edirango, Zazel Ann C. Gallo, Althea A. Gunda, Natalia Marie A. Lackley, Desara D. Lebahan, Jenny F. Manuel, Maria Maricon P. Martizano, Jessica D. Novio, Laika R. Ojas, Melody Gail M. Ramos, Trisha Angel C. Santos, Edlin G. Sumaya, Jakina Misha Zimmerman, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Miss Christy Gail T. Cipriano, and their principal, Dr. Maria Teresa B. de los Santos.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas North National High School. Johnny T. Goko, Marvin B. Gulang, Marcel B. Gulang, Ivan Medina, Ranil P. Laguno, Jenibel Agrava, May B. Dasser, Rose P. Felicen, Casey Joy M. Colorge, and their OIC principal, PSDS Dr. Raquel M. Ostero, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Janet A. Daroy.
The junior high school completers from Manuyo Elementary School. Zyrus Eugene P. Manzanillo, Neo Lai Barquilar, Mary Joyce A. Jimenez, Mariel P. Calces, Mark Aaron V. Verial, Jordan D. Villablanca, Jocelyn J. Joven, John Mark B. Ramos, Hitoshi A. Daikai, Glenn J. O. Ferrer, Shira May N. Aguilar, Arabelia M. Lastome, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Mark Joseph Luntop, and their principal, Mrs. Irene C. Agar.
The junior high school completers from Zapote Elementary School. Rhea P. Mayrano, Jesseline Ochea, Mary Joy Y. Padrigue, with the supervision of the instructional manager, Mrs. Naomi Alzate, and their OIC principal, MP2, Mrs. Marilyn J. Santiago.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas Elementary School Central. Mary Joy F. Ablaza, Princess C. Alngog, Joy C. Aquino, Mark Gerard M. Benosa, Jeric S. Buluran, Julius Axel H. Camposano, Charlie John Dale L. Guevara, Juan Miguel G. Jimenez, Michael Vincent J. Javier, Felicity A. Lipata, Erica Joy Moralos, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Cherry L. Manrisa, and their principal, Dr. Rizalina J. Milievo.
The junior high school completers from Ilaya Elementary School. Micheline K.G. Cruz, Princess Angeline T. Raguro, Andrea E. Gutierrez, Kurt Daniel G. Tizon, Russell C. Sitar, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Lerma Pedronio, and their OIC principal, EPS Dr. Macario D. Belesia Jr.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas City National Senior High School, Talendos Campus. JC Lance D. De Julian, James Andre A. Ferrer, John Emmanuel B. Santos, Mia Jessamine K. Ganar, Princess Denise V. Naga, Pinky Navarre, Alicia Nicole A. Quebral. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Daryl L. Rama, and their principal, Mrs. Leonora L. Lusden.
The junior high school completers from Pulanlupa Elementary School, Cleofe S. Lagumbay, Vince M. Alcazari, Ariel Jane D. Sabobo, Clark Kent D. Sabobo, Amar Jade D. Terraza, Prince Jim N. Rongabilia, Lovely Diane J. Akayin, Ray Div S. Aldave, Lily Grace C. Rakadag, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Leslie T. Reyes, and their OIC principal, Master Teacher 2, Mrs. Nora S. Cepeda.
The junior high school completers from Daniel Pajardo Elementary School, Dolores P. Barker, Jonaline F. Cabading, Dayanara P. Datuin, Mary Joy C. M. Derapite, Eduardo Joseph B. Falcon Jr., Lovely J. Flores, Maria Miles Garcia, Margie Garcia, Christopher P. Gemayo, Chris Vem P. Gemayo, Denray O. Gionzon, Cara May F. Goloviogo, Ronaline V. Leona, Glory Ann Y. Lubo, Cherry May O. Maranon, Santino F. Ngoho Jr., Mark C. Oledan, Jubel N. Palapus, Angeline C. Ramos, Justin May N. Reyes, Princess C. Rubio, Vienne Sheila Elise L. Sonorio, Rachel Ann T. Reyes, Jericho M. Torio, John Clarence N. Victoria, Rhea C. Villanueva, Aisel Ann Zuela, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Jennifer P. Rogacion, and their principal, Mrs. Lucy G. Perez.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas National High School. Charles Robert N. Saavedra. John Albert P. Lara. Lindell Mark S. Rizzo. Aaron Roy T. Galieta. Bernaluz G. Naa. Kimroy Q. Villegas. Myla O. Lopera. Lady Ramona Jeng Carrion. Patricia A. Villafuerte. Gerald D. Miklat. Abigail H. Graho. Emmanuel P. Ordonez. Timothy James S. Aguilar. Romel V. De Jesus. Clancy May A. Navarra. Mia Andrea Villablanca. Hamid D. Hamza. Alexis Luis H. Racamon. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Caroline May B. Abdul, and their principal, Mr. Ignacio L. Son Jr.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas National High School. Kervin N. Erese. Marian C. Kawabata. Pamela Ann U. Guevara. Stephen Lloyd Dampios.
John Dexter T. Kaintik.
With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Jeanette J. Ruga, and their principal, Mr. Ignacio L. Son Jr.
The junior high school completers from Pamplona Elementary School Central. Genicel A. Traya. Emmanuel Lawrence T. Maga. Xander V. Alicante. Joanna May Abengosa. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. John A. Anguay Jr., and their OIC Principal, Education Program Supervisor, Dr. Felices P. Tagle.
The junior high school completers from Camellia Elementary School. Genesis Andre Q. Agripa. Rodolfo M. Agudo Jr. Marty Aaron J. Bacan. Brian J. B. Carbiledo. Alberto B. Depio Jr. Joshua A. Lagayada. Romel Joe M. Marzan. James Andrew E. Panganiban. Ivan G. Perez. Jean Christoph S. Ventura. Camila Faith S. Bondok. Judy Ann A. Cebuano. Vic Marie T. Labapes. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Agnes B. Nagayo, and their principal, Dr. Aldrin G. Corpin.
The ALS completers from the 2nd District of Las Piñas, under the supervision of Ms. Maribel P. Panganiban, Education Program Specialist 2. The junior high school completers from Talon Crest Elementary School. Kenneth Fernando. Chiron O. Padilla. Christian Sergio D. Pilayo. Jaime Alfonso A. Ragu. Shaina A. Alviso. Maricar J. Coronado. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Wilbert R. Kakal, and their OIC Principal, Education Program Supervisor, LRMS, Dr. Jennifer L. Tubelio.
The junior high school completers from Monwalk Elementary School. Zandrel Bautista. Ven S. Colado. Michael F. Corral. Noriel G. Retes. Maria Sunshine R. Frano. Princess G. Granito. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Judith C. Tabada, and their principal, Mrs. Josephine S. De Ocampo.
The junior high school completers from Pilar Village Elementary School. Mar Joshua L. Almoradi. Alexander P. Makasinag. Kenji Ray B. Mahusay. Rolando C. Mahusay Jr. Michael Orgaya. Jenny A. Atibagos. Danica T. Bisano. Marjorie C. Dicano. Zaira A. Inraka. Joanna May L. Esponga. Jubel M. Murados. Maria Rose Ann P. Pante. Isabella R. Peredo. Generos V. Ramirez. Vivian M. Rojas. Geraldine Talikuran. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Anami D. De Los Angeles, and their OIC Principal, PSTS, Dr. Jocelyn C. Balome.
The junior high school completers from T.S. Cruz Elementary School. Jessie Jane A. Absalon. Gino B. Albacete. John Paul M. Datu. Rayson D. Diaz. J.R. C. Gonzalez. Romar R. Limpin. Michael Lipio.
Kevin D. Padilla.
John Paul M. Paningasan. Yerge Stern M. Protasio. Rafael L. Puno. Romeo L. Puno Jr. Cherry May G. Badal. Leia S. Canaya. Absalon B. Dianopra. Joan S. Gundao. Angelica M. Magnay. Jeneline L. Puno. Rian May U. Talagi. Emarika L. Ventura. Maria Eriza L. Ventura, Leila Corinne H. Villagracia. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Mira D. Bagalaksa, and their principal, Mrs. Herwina R. Simbili.
The junior high school completers from Munwok Elementary School, Meixel Annex. Arnel B. Alcantara, Orlando R. Amican Jr., Mark Joshua D. Compredo, Francis G. De La Rosa, Adrian F. De La Torre, Jonel C. Janin, Joshua C. Janin, Apple R. James Domingo, Joshua D. Gamilo, Jericho T. Gapi, Benavides James P. Ginto, Ronnie C. Lauron, Kenji Ray B. Romero, Jim Scott A. Villarin,
Dave M. Daroy, Daniela D. Chavez,
Rayalyn C. Cobos, Crystal May D. Compredo, Roselyn A. Quanico, Renaline G. Cube, Catherine Dayan G. Navera, Kayla Catherina G. Navera, Kayla V. Polido, Monica M. Viroy, with the supervision of the instructional manager, Mrs. Jelly Ann O. Laborte, and their OIC principal, Master Teacher 2, Mrs. Juanita G. Pantolia.
The junior high school completers from Golden Acres Elementary School. Brian Ray Honrado, Christian C. Lacuna, Christine L. Bilangdan, Rizalina F. Carab, Edeline S. Doctor, Rosemary C. Hetahobe, Annalyn G. Santos, Norian V. Teves, Sarah T. Velarde, Almira F. Viovicente. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Rosendo G. Zamora, and their principal, Mrs. Mary Joy C. Dador.
The junior high school completers from Almanza Elementary School. Jomar Balansag, Antonio Balansay, Ronald F. Bernas, Billy John S. Capnao, Jericho A. Castro, Joshua Cordova, Jacob Inghoy, Jose Richard M. Manzanares, Carlo D. Munoz, Daryl C. Pied, Godwin Q. Sendrijas, Ariela G. Belleza, Cyrene Joy H. Benito, Leoneline Bisain, Cheryl Moana B. Canosa, Pamela P. Olores, Jezebel E. Orong, Narisa D. Prila, Georgeline H. Rubis, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Leia B. Rivera, and their principal, Mr. Joseph F. De Leon.
The junior high school completers from Doña Manuela Elementary School. Anthony G. Gunuon, Rosemary D. Dumanhog, Jet Hazel C. Ponzones, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Isabelita M. Guianan, and their principal, Dr. Beatriz D. Abad.
The junior high school completers from Pamplona Elementary School Unit 1. Judeline C. Agut, Kimberly May A. Cosino, Noemi B. Devida, Maria Shyamsa L. Modequilo, Angel Joy A. Nasino, Marjorie O. Valleser, Erica Reyes, Gladelia O. Santiago, Sayori Key Santiago, John Mart Matthew Cadaba, Jinrel S. Cadenas, Antonio W. De Leon, Jonald A. Reyes, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Janel C. Bulusan, and their OIC principal, Master Teacher 2, Dr. Nargela M. Miranda.
The junior high school completers from Talon Elementary School. Emmanuel John D. Mojica, Glenda N. Palomino, Lorena G. O'Rourke, Alvin O. Manso, Mark Lester Corpuz, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Vanessa A. Barbon, and their principal, Dr. Eileen O. Balyaran.
The junior high school
Roberto T.
completers
Vergara.
from Virgonville Elementary School. Sheldon I. Belmores, Maverick Joshua Deronia, Oliverson B. Despi, Romel B. Fuentes, Jayfrel L. Ornopia,
Mariano R. Reyes, Roberto T. Vergara,
Margarita C. Acantilado, Argely C. Balacanya, Janela R. Balbidino, Janine Rizel B. Cabrera, Ara Jane N. Destura, Mylene M. Lee, Javelin M. Manato, Hannah May B. Mangasi, Mary Ann R. Matugina, Flor Diina Ong, Shane O. Pedragosa, Marian B. Pedrosa, with the supervision of their instructional manager, Mrs. Maria V. Kikosa, and their OIC Principal, PSDS Dr. Sheila F. Soriano.
The junior high school completers from Golden Acres National High School. Arnold Garalis. Allen Alistair Paguntalan. Mark Joseph L. Salmeron. Archie R. Silva. Gilbert B. Valladolid. John Paulo M. Villalobos. Stephanie May Gabrilo. Encarnacion D. Oros. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. R.J. S. Cayton, and their principal, Ms. Jennifer T. Eriste.
The junior high school completers from Golden Acres National High School. John Clean L. Mabilangan. Bien Paul Mark Mari. Roger B. Orozco Jr. Eddie T. Palma Jr. Ricardo G. Tigol. Allen Tuanzon. Margie D. Cabanoa. Rufame D. Cabanoa. Jeneline E. De la Cruz. Venice Angeli P. De la Cruz. Patricia P. Espirito. Madonna S. Genaro. Emelita C. Nieron. Mayan S. Otico. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Regina Red P. Mustajo, and their principal, Mrs. Jennifer T. Erispe.
The junior high school completers from Talon Village National High School. Clarence I. Akutim. Zaldi C. Alagan. John Jacob C. Casiple. Jusmer James Edward C. Hika. Rogie C. Napoles. John Carlo N. Olandes. Bryle Adams R. Rabi. Joncel V. Romero. Abdullah T. Tasil. Edberto F. Torrejas. Jessa A. Aguilar. Jessica B. Alani. Mona Lisa B. Amoroto. Jomeline A. Añonuevo. Carmela T. Avila. Camila K. D. Bantigue. Cheska M. Coderes. Rysel M. Coderes. Angeline C. Cogonon. Ansis May C. Espiritu. Christine G. Formoso. Beverly Jean F. Francisco. Shanmel M. Gaviola. Sheena May Handog. Justin Andrea A. Lavapes. Renafe R. Olimba. Princess S. Padua, Ansharina T. Robles, Maricar S. Santiago, Roseline M. Sentilas, Mika A. Tabuzo. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Charlene G. Derequito, and their principal, Ms. Jacqueline D. Bautista.
The junior high school completers from Equitable Village National High School. Corbin James C. Acosta, Jimuel Bodino, Melencio Carangian, Vince A. Ramos, Franklin Alf Ernest Tolentino, Carol Ann B. Bautista, Princess Busmente, Mirna C. Dialca, Angelica D. Dumale, Shanine V. Erfe, Roniela Venice Lozada, Christine May Maravilla, Jassy Angelica V. Maribao, Rosemary C. Ibanez. With the supervision of the instructional manager, Mr. Dennis T. Sicorata, and their OIC principal, Head Teacher 6, Mr. Darwin B. Mayo.
The junior high school completers from Lydia Aguilar National High School. James Ezekiel J. Aguis, Diego L. Badulis, Nathan Gabriel C. Benavent, Jomar B. Lavela, Mark Andrew D. Katiwalaan, Alexis C. Magusara, John Patrick Allen Opresio, Monica H. Baklatan, Karina Ann Nicole C. Benavent. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Ms. Georgia A. Taganahan, and their principal, Mr. Nelson A. Immaculata Jr.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas National High School, Almansa. Samuel Dave G. Alotay, Joymi M. Bello, Jose Mare A. Gargar, John Michael G. Laurino, Ace V. Marcojos, Jonathan A. White, Rose Ann G. Agotero, Jailu F. Bacalso, Sarah A. Estrella, Kristen Joy C. Gorobat, Aubrey May S. Manyas, Janica Chris N. Riambilio, Edeline R. Rostia, Josephine D. Rostia, Sheila S. Torero. With the supervision of the instructional manager, Mrs. Jaylin J. Marys, and their OIC principal, PSTS, Mrs. Mildred T. Tuble.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas City National Senior High School, Doña Josepa Campos, Avery Johnson Arayan,
John Linon C. Cambelisa, John Mark D. Candila, Dean Robert T. Zaidi, Krish Ann Isabel Aguilar, Zarita N. Berdaga, Mary Jean M. Beaches, Virginia M. De La Cueva, Ranilyn R. Grapilon, Ana Patricia Los Baños, Early T. Manigos, Leonisa C. Miranda, Baby Joy C. Zara. With the supervision of their instructional manager, Mr. Ruel R. Monte, and the principals, Mrs. Leonor B. Honrales and Dr. Alejandro G. Esperanza.
The junior high school completers from Las Piñas City National Senior High School, Doña Josefa Campos. Sherwin L. Alvero, Ariel L. Cabogoy, John Mark S. Dole, Rostom B. Ligari, Marvin Anthony E. Mendoza, Jerwin D. Paraon, Raymond B. Soco, Linbeth S. Abad, Rochilin S. Acopiado, Mara Lina M. De la Cruz, Maria Nica M. Flores, Cheska R. Fontanilla, Catherine C. Lumag, Flor Angli M. Rosaldo, Tanisha P. Sayabo, Dayan Margaret P. Tenegra, Antoinette R. Villarreal, with the supervision of the instructional manager, Dr. Yolanda G. Herrera, and their assistant principal, Mrs. Eleanor B. Honrales, and their principal, Dr. Alejandro G. Esperanza.
To inspire our completers, we shall now hear important messages from our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the Honorable April Aguilar Neri, our City Vice Mayor. To inspire our completers, we shall now hear important messages from our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the Honorable April Aguilar Neri, our City Vice Mayor.
Magandang araw sa inyo mga minamahal kong mag-aaral ng Alternative Learning System. Una sa lahat, kayo ay aking binabati na maligayang araw ng pagtatapos. Nais ko iparating sa inyo ang aking paghanga sa inyong pagpupursigi upang makatapos ng pag-aaral. Alam naman natin ang hamon na ating kinakaharap ngayon habang tayo ay sinusubok ng pandemyang dulot ng COVID-19. Ngunit kahit anong pagsubok ang dumating, kayo ay hindi pa rin nagpatinag upang inyong matapos ang inyong pag-aaral. Binabati ko rin ang pamunuan ng Schools Division's Office ng Las Piñas at ang mga dalubhasang guro na patuloy na gumagabay at nangangaral sa ating 636 Alternative Learning System passers. Ang inyong di matatawarang pagmamahal sa inyong propesyon ay aking buong pusong pinapasalamatan. Ang edukasyon ay ang tanging yaman na hindi kailanman mawawala sa atin. Lubos ko pong pinapahalagahan ang pagbibigay ng dekalidad na edukasyon sa bawat Laspiniero. Bilang inyong pangalawang ina ng lungsod, ang aking pong suporta ay inyong maaasahan sa anumang oras. Kasama ang buong pamahalang lokal ng Las Piñas, kami ay palaging nakahandang sumuporta sa inyo. Muli, kayo ay aking binabati na maligayang pagtatapos. Maraming salamat po at mabuhay kayo.
Thank you so much, Honorable April Aguilar Neri. Now, let us call our Honorable Imelda T. Aguilar, our City Mayor.
Isang mapagpalang araw sa inyong lahat. Ang pagkakaroon ng formal na edukasyon ay higit na importante sa buhay ng isang tao. Maraming hamon ang maaring harapin, ngunit sa sipag at dedikasyon sa pag-aaral, ay siguradong inyong mararating ang inyong mga pangarap. Ngayong araw na ito, malugod kong binabati ang 636 Alternative Learning System Passers sa Dibisyon ng Las Piñas na magsisitapas ngayong taon. Congratulations sa inyong lahat. Ito na marahil ang isa sa pinaka-espesyal na araw para sa inyo sapagkat sa kabila ng mga pagsubok dahil sa pandemyang ating kinakaharap, pati na rin sa pagbabago sa paraan ng pagkatuto, kayo ay hindi tumigil sa pagsusumikap upang marating ang napakahalagang araw na ito. Binabati ko rin ang inyong mga guro na hindi nagdalawang isip na magbigay ng dekalidad na edukasyon para sa inyong lahat. Ang pag-aaral ay walang pinipiling edad o karanasan sa buhay at puso ng isang tao. Basta't alam kong sinisikap ng lahat na pagbutihin anumang hirap para marating ang araw na inyong pagtatapos kasabay sa paghahanda sa inyong magandang kinabukasan. Bilang tumatayong ina ng ating lungsod, ako ay nagagalak at nais kong ipadama sa inyo na ako ay nakahandang umalalay sa inyo sa lahat ng oras. Napakasaya ng aking puso, kaya gusto kong iparating ang aking pagbati ng congratulations sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat and God bless us all.
Thank you so much, Honorable Imelda T. Aguilar. Another message will be given by our ever-supportive Congresswoman, Lone District, Las Piñas City, Honorable Camille A. Villar.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat at karangalan ko na maanyayahan ng Schools Division Office ng Las Piñas para sa graduation at moving up ceremony ng ating ALS o Alternative Learning System Passers mula sa ating lungsod. I would like to congratulate the 636 ALS passers in elementary and junior high school levels for batch 2020. Talagang isang mahusay na programa ito ng Department of Education para sa mga kabataan, out-of-school youth, at adult population na gustong ipagpatuloy ang kanilang pag-aaral at makumpleto ang kanilang basic education. At napapanahon din ng ALS ngayong pandemya dahil rin maraming nawalan ng hanap buhay o lumiit ang kita ng pamilya. Ito ay dahilan para hindi makapagpatuloy ng pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. At ito ang magandang balita. Ang ALS sa ating bansa ay isa sa pinakamalaking programa sa buong mundo na tumutulong sa paghubog ng young at adult learners. Sa katunayan, mayroong kabuuang 5.5 million ang nag-enroll sa ALS sa loob ng 10 taon. Ang tema ng inyong graduation at moving ceremony ngayong araw ay Strengthening the Quality of Education Amid the COVID-19 Pandemic. Ay talagang parehos ito na oportunidad at hamon, hindi lang sa DepEd Las Piñas, sa ALS Passers at pati na rin sa aming lingkod bayan na patuloy na sumusuporta sa pangangailangan ng sektor ng edukasyon sa ating lungsod ng Las Piñas. Bilang Deputy Speaker at inyong kinatawan sa House of Representatives sa Lone District ng Las Piñas, isa sa pangunahing advocacy ko ang edukasyon. Ilan din sa programa natin para sa Las Piñas ay ang patuloy na pagbibigay ng gadgets sa mga guro at estudyante, pagpapagawa ng mga computer laboratories, classrooms, pag-donate ng riso machine sa mga eskwelahan para po mas pabilis at mas madali ang module distribution ngayong meron tayong distance learning. Siyempre, ilan lamang po ito sa programa natin para sa inclusive education. Ang ibig sabihin ay walang maiiwan sa larangan ng edukasyon sa Las Piñas City. At pinapaalala ko lang po na sa abot ng aming makakaya, nandito pa rin po kami at ang aming pamilya para magserbisyo po at mas makatulong sa inyo. So, sabihan nyo lang po kami kung meron man kaming magagawa para makatulong at mapagaan ang ating buhay at nandito po kami parati para sa inyo. Muli, congratulations sa lahat ng ALS passers. Hangad ko po ang katuparan ng inyong mga pangarap, kaligtasan ng inyong pamilya at patuloy na pagbangon sa pandemya. Magandang araw po at congratulations muli.
Thank you so much, Honorable Camille A. Villar. Another message from our supportive Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joel T. Torrecampo, CESO 6.
Quality education is never an accident. It is always the result of the high intention, sincere effort, intelligent direction, and skillful plan for purpose. It represents the wise choice of many alternatives, the cumulative experience of many masters of craftsmanship. Magandang umaga po sa ating Batch 2020 passers. Ang araw na ito ay napaka-espesyal para sa inyong lahat. Isang maalab na pagbati sa inyong lahat. Mga mag-aaral, guro, mga magulang, at mga leaders ng inyong mga paaralan. Ang natinig ninyo na isang quote ay mula kay John Ruskin, isang kilalang English writer, philosopher. Tama po siya sa kanyang nilahad. Ang kalidad ng edukasyon ay hindi isang aksidente. Bagkus, ito ay isang proseso na patuloy sa paglinang upang maabot ang katalinuhang ng mga mag-aaral. And that is exactly what our DepEd is continuously doing since the start of the pandemic, and that is strengthening the quality of Philippine education. Despite the huge challenges, careful planning and brainstorming were carefully done until the clever decision was born. Distant education is the answer. Itatawid ng maayos ang ating edukasyon at walang tigil yan, ang sabi ng ating mahal na DepEd Secretary Leonor Magtoles Briones. Effective and well-crafted modules and worksheets were authored by English language experts. From time to time, these are being enhanced and edited. Moreover, there is a mass scaling of teachers and schools leaders through various webinars that deals with the use of video technology to reach you all. To sum it up, the pandemic caught us all unaware, but the DepEd never stopped with its advocacy to soar high in strengthening the quality education amidst this pandemic. Kaya sa ating mga mag-aaral, mabuhay tayo at lalong pagsumikapan na makapagpatuloy sa ating pag-aaral. Pasalamatan natin ang ating mga magulang at ipagkatiwala ang lahat ng bagay sa ating may kapal. Mabuhay tayo at congratulations sa bawat isa sa inyo.
Thank you so much, Dr. Joel T. Torrecampo. Let us also call our Regional Director, Director for DepEd NCR, Dr. Wilfredo E. Cabral, for his message.
At the onset, I'd like to greet and give you that warmest congratulations for surpassing the pan-academic year. To the parents, the proud ones, for being able to send their children at this stage, let us give ourselves a tap and say to ourselves, congratulations. Under such volatile, uncertain, complex, ambiguous, and disruptive circumstances, several unexpected silver linings have emerged in the basic education realm. Many of our aspirations at first seemed impossible, with all the doubts and apprehensions that made them seem really improbable. But when we summon the will, they now become our reality. Your Forbidness graduates brought this momentous event into our current reality. Amidst this ongoing onslaught of COVID-19 pandemic that put enormous pressure in your part to adapt to the new learning norm, you never crumble, nor simply fold up. Your Forbidness to learn carried this big day, the graduation ceremonies. With that, I warmly congratulate you all graduates. We, your DepEd Prime NCR family, share with your heartfelt joy as you celebrate your phenomenal educational accomplishment. Although there have been many concerns and frustrations on the drastic change in schools posed by pandemic, the upside is we have shown the light on how we can uniquely do our part to survive with the mantra, education must continue. And now we reach this far significantly and memorably, celebrating your accomplishment. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, with the virtual conduct of the end of school year ceremonies, we must realize that the Clocks of Life is all about preparing our graduates to the next big step in their lives, full of hope and courage. This COVID-19 catastrophe will eventually settle down. The corona coaster will sooner or later stop. And in due course, the Coronamageddon will be the thing of the past. By then, you graduates and will be the driving force to forge a post-pandemic future. In no doubt that you have persevered the learning challenges and made this far. You are the ones who will open up a new era. In no time, your generation will be our country's post-pandemic future and beyond. The theme of this year's End of School Rights is strengthening the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Resonated the collective effort of our teachers, parents, school communities, local government units, partners in both public and private sectors, and other various organizations to ensure that quality basic education continue despite the challenges posed by the pandemic. To one and all who gallantly helped and made learning from home in varied modalities possible, we thank you. To all the graduates, let us look forward and ensure that you will be let us look forward and ensure that you will be the frontliners to change this nation, to change our country to a better one, with the needed characteristics, with the needed attributes for the future. Congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wilfredo E. Cabral.
another important message from our guest, Honorable Leonor M. Briones, Secretary of Department of Education.
Good day to each and everyone who is attending virtually present at this time of our graduation ceremonies for our beloved and very precious graduates for the school year which ends at this time. First of all, I'd like to greet the parents and family members without whose sacrifices, whose reminders, and whose participation in the learning process for our graduates have resulted in this culmination program. This year, your role has changed drastically, where we've always thought, we've always believed that the matter of educating our children rests nearly exclusively on our teachers and our staff. This time, you parents, you family members, you who are in the households of our learners have expanded your role and contributed to this wonderful day, wherein finally, our learners are graduating in this culmination exercise. So congratulations, because this year has not been very easy, has not been a picnic for our teachers, for our family members, as well, especially the parents, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and all who have contributed to the achievement of our learners at this time. So, maraming salamat at congratulations, parents and family members. Mas malaki ang role ninyo at this time compared to earlier graduation exercises. Secondly, I would also like to greet our teachers, without whose very careful review and careful supervision of the work of our pupils and our learners, this event would not be taking place at all. And so thank you, teachers. Your role has also expanded, in addition to seeing to it that the modules are faithfully followed, the assignments are correctly implemented, and the learners are truly learning, and you have had to deal with new ways of assessing the performance also of the learners. So congratulations, teachers, for enduring, for your patience, for your love for our learners, and your willingness to engage in a way and methods of teaching which are different from those which are used to. Assessment must have been especially difficult for you, especially since you were not able to see most of the time our students in face-to-face meetings, and most of the meetings, of course, were virtual. We'd also like to thank the local government units for their interest, for their cooperation, and for their continuing contributions to the needs of education, even as our children do not go to school. Your donations of material as well as financial resources at this time are most welcome, and your advice has been taken seriously not only by our teachers, by our school officials, but also by our officials in the Department of Education. We continually talk with local government units, especially in times of disaster, in times of great need for classrooms, for space, and for responses to unforeseen emergencies. Thank you, local government units. But of course, most of the congratulatory greetings fall on the deserving graduate. Each and every one of you is truly special. You are different from the other graduates who have passed through the portals of your school. You went to school practically without seeing your teachers, if at all. You went to school with your parents, your mothers, and your fathers hovering over your shoulders and seeing to it that you are able to complete your assignments. You are completing your studies at a time when examinations and assessments are different. You are culminating these long months of hard work at this time, even as you have to do family chores, even as you are distracted, and even as your world has turned upside down, and it seems and it appears as if we don't know what the future holds and what will happen next. But you have persevered, and now you are ready to graduate. And therefore, you deserve each and every bit of congratulations from us in the Department of Education, from your parents and family members, your teachers, from the officials in local government, as well as in the parent teachers associations. You deserve each and every single congratulatory pat on your back, each hug virtually, of course, and each greeting, which I am sure you are also receiving virtually. I don't know if you will remember this event many, many years from now. I have tried to recall myself who our graduation speaker was when I finished high school and when I finished my college studies. All I remember is that the graduation speaker was someone important, someone who was invited because that someone is supposed to give a message. What was more important to us graduates at that time was the excitement of the celebrations, the happiness and the joy of our parents, the sadness of parting from our classmates and from our teachers, and the enjoyment of all the graduation events that usually take place come commencement day. When I was a college student, we had a series of events which were designed to embed in our minds, which were designed to help us remember and not forget our days in college. We would spend one whole day going around the campus, visiting the classrooms, saying goodbye to our teachers, and sharing memories. We would have bonfires to say goodbye to each other. We had baccalaureate services where we committed ourselves to God and we prayed for guidance when we go out into the world. So many celebrations, and the speaker, of course, is the least important and easily forgotten component of the graduation exercise. Nonetheless, I will exert all efforts to share with you what I see are things or issues which a graduate should remember and recall. I have said that you are very special. You are very different. You are pioneering. There has been no other class like your class. There has been no other graduate like you as a graduating student, because you are the very first graduate of the blended learning response to education in the Philippines. And so you ask yourself, what awaits you in the world outside? You can either work, because the kind of curriculum you survived and underwent as a student will enable you to go to work if you wish to go to work. Some of you will proceed to further studies, and this would be a wonderful thing, because there are many opportunities for further expanding your knowledge, for further answering and looking for explanations of issues, events that make you curious, especially in science, in technology, and also in the arts. So you can work, you can go to further studies, and perhaps some of you will settle down, hopefully not too soon, so you can pursue what you really want to do. So today, this is why we call this exercise a commencement exercise. It's not the end of our studies. It's not the end of all our efforts with blended learning, with modules, with floods, with earthquakes, and of course with COVID. It's a commencement of doors opening to you. More doors will be opened because you are a graduate. You can work, you can proceed for further studies, you can help your parents, and you can perhaps look for opportunities to do what you have always wanted to do, whether at work, whether at advanced studies, whether at learning more in science and technology, in mathematics, and in the arts. All of these opportunities are available to you. More doors are being opened. I hope you will select the door which arouses your curiosity, the door which will help you know more about this world, and the door which will allow you to contribute to the development of our country and contribute whatever we can to solve our problems and our challenges. Congratulations once more to each and every one of you. Congratulations to you, parents and family members. Congratulations to you, teachers. When I was chair of the board of Silliman University, each time we had graduation ceremonies during the baccalaureate and during commencement itself, I would cry. I would cry because you are sending out into the world a new batch of graduates, and we want to be sure that what is awaiting them is appropriate. We want to be sure that they are ready for what awaits them when they select which door to open. And so we tell you, go out to the world, do whatever you want to do. God be with you, and be assured that all of us
love each and every one of you. Congratulations.
Let us now listen to the words of gratitude and farewell message of Venice Angeli P. de la Cruz, junior high school completer from Golden Acres National High School, to be followed by the Pledge of Loyalty, to be led by James Andre A. Ferrer, junior high school completer of Las Piñas City National Senior High School, Talon Dos Campus.
To the Schools Division Superintendent, Dr. Joel Torrecampo, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, Mr. Juan Obierna, Schools Governance and Operations Division Chief Education Supervisor, Dr. Aldrin Corpin, School Principal, Mrs. Jennifer Arispe, Assistant Principal, Mrs. Sheila Porras, my advisor, Ms. Regina Red Mustajo, teachers, classmates, my fellow graduates, parents, and guardians, a pleasant day to all of you. Today is indeed one of the most memorable events in our lives. After many months of perseverance, hard work, and setbacks, we are finally here, sharing this moment of victory and triumph. I know that many of us have been facing many problems and obstacles that have heightened since the pandemic, and that because of these, there were times where we thought that we wouldn't be able to reach the finish line of this academic phase. But we are here, all glory to God and the strength and instruments that He has given us. I am utterly grateful to all of the people who have helped me and stayed with me throughout my ALS journey, especially my family, my advisor, Ma'am Regina Red Mustajo, and my classmates. Going into ALS and holding on to it was difficult, ensuring completion with pride that we have worked really hard to be where we are today. This is just one of the adventures that we have finished, and as we go on with life, we will embark on more adventures to come. And in this journey, I am truly honored and grateful to have done so with your companionship, especially the ones of my parents, advisor, and classmates. May we look back at this moment and our times in ALS with pride and gratitude, remembering all the lessons that we have learned through this experience, both academic and moral. A big thank you and salute to everyone who has encouraged us to succeed in this endeavor. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn, and for your unwavering support, even when resources were sometimes nil and the outcome of results came slow. To all of the graduates here today, may I give you my warmest congratulations for having persevered so hard for this big moment. The journey was hard, but the reward is worth it. My wish for all of us is that we reach our goals and dreams, and that one day, when times are safe again, we may happily see each other face to face. When there is a will, there is a way. Do your best, and God will do the rest. I now enclose this message with a big thank you and congratulations to all of us. May God keep us in His light, and may we always strive to do what is right and follow our dreams, and help others do the same. Thank you.
I, James Andre Ferrer, do hereby, upon my honor, pledge my loyalty to Alternative Learning System. With all sincerity and modesty, I do solemnly swear that I shall uphold the values and other teachings that our dear alma maters encapsulated in us. In any path I shall take, I promise to carry the name of the school with pride, humility, and integrity. I vow to always remember that I am not who I am without my beloved Alternative Learning System. So help me God.
At this juncture, we shall now listen to the completer's final song entitled, This World Is Yours.
this world seems so big, and everything seems so out of reach. The sky is high and the walk is wide. You just don't know what you've got yet. It's in the palm of your hands. It's right in front of where you stand. If you believe everything you dream will come true, can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. At times I know it's gonna be hard when you think you can't go on, but there's a plan for you. Let your heart follow through. Come on, I promise you can do it all. 'Cause where you fall, you can always start again. Your future's right in front of where you stand. If you believe everything you dream will come true. You can love, no matter how you hurt, love will come to you, back to you. This world is yours. Climb a mountain, cross the ocean, sail a river until it opens. Make good friends, listen hard, let it out, and dance on. If you believe everything you dream will come true, and if you can see there's nothing that can be too big for you, no, no. If you can see, if you can believe, if you can dream, this world is yours.
On behalf of the ALS implementers, we joyfully congratulate the completers, their parents, instructional managers, DALSIs, full-time teachers, and mobile teachers. We sincerely thank you all those who helped and supported us and all our guests who joined us in this momentous event. Thank you very much and mabuhay. This is Regina Red Mustajo
and Giancarlo P. Cabarles, and joining everyone to continuously strengthen the quality of education amid the COVID-19 pandemic.
Please rise for the exit of colors, to be followed by the recessional, which will be led by our guest, our Schools Division Superintendent, Assistant Schools Division Superintendent, school heads, parents, teachers, and completers.
Dalupan, tumanda. Manda sa paglabas ng kulay. Lakad parakda na. Pasulong na. Tong ito